Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and checking out my latest video. So today's video is going to be talking about the upcoming matchup between Josh Warrington versus Kid Galahad taking place over in the UK. Now, when you're looking at this fight, I'm excited for this fight for a while because of the style in this matchup. You got Josh Warrington, a very aggressive come-forward fighter, versus Kid Galahad, who is very slick. He's good defensively. He likes to set a slow tempo. So I'm interested to see what these guys do in this fight to dictate their game plan and execute to their fullest skill set. So looking at this matchup, guys, let's first start off with Kid Galahad and what he brings to the table in this fight. So Kid Galahad, you look at him as a fighter, he's very good at switching stances. He likes to utilize his jab. Accurate puncher. He is not a combination puncher. He's a puncher who likes to throw one or two shots at a time. Occasionally he will work the body as well. He's a very good counter puncher with good head movement. And also he's got very solid defense as well. And he likes to set a slow tempo pace. And when you let him get in his rhythm and really dictate the pace, he absolutely just dominates his opponents. And so far in his career, he's fought a lot of low-level competition. One of the better competitions opponents that he actually fought was Toka Khan, in my opinion. So when you look at Kid Galahad, that is one knock on him going into this fight versus Josh Warrington. Now, Josh Warrington, on the other hand, has a ton of momentum going into this fight. Warrington, of course, had that upset victory over Lee Selby and also the upset victory over Carl Frampton. Now, what makes Josh Warrington such a unique fighter is he is a fighter, when I talk about him, he's a guy who has excellent conditioning. He's a come-forward type of fighter. He's very good at fighting on the inside, but he also has some very underrated skills a lot of people don't realize when they look at Warrington. Warrington, although he gets inside very well, he doesn't smother his punches. And Warrington also throws very tight, compact punches. So what I mean by that is he throws them straight from his chin and on. They're not really wide shots, so they're hard to counter those style of punches that Josh Warrington throws. Also, Warrington, in previous fights earlier on in his career, I've seen him backed up, and I've seen him counter opponents with a jab to the body or right hand as well. So he does have counter punching skills as well. And he's actually hurt some of his opponents in recent fights countering them. Also, when you look at Josh Warrington as well, his jab is very good. His right hand and his left hook and right hook to the body are vicious. And he is a combination puncher. He's a guy who likes to throw punches and bunches. He'll take a good shot to give one. And he's a very aggressive, exciting fighter who's defied the odds so far in his boxing career. Now, looking at a prediction for this fight, and we talk about some advantages and both fighters are going to have over one another. Let's first start off with some advantages I believe Kid Galahad has in this fight. So Kid Galahad, in my opinion, has better defense of the two, a better counter puncher. And I would say, technically speaking, defense, I would say a little bit overall Kid Galahad's sort of style is more of the, I would say, textbook boxer. He's a little more technically sound overall when you look at him fundamentally. However, what Josh Warrington does works for him perfectly. So when I look at Josh Warrington, I look at some of the advantages that Josh Warrington has in this fight. Warrington, when you look at him, he's going to be the better inside fighter of the two. He has better conditioning than Kid Galahad. And I also believe that Josh Warrington is a more consistent body puncher of the two. And due to recent comments from Carl Frampton, also is another one that's kind of swaying me in this regard. I know Carl Frampton doesn't like Kid Galahad, by the way, at all. But the punching power that Carl Frampton said that Josh Warrington displays is incredible. And you don't really notice it when you look at his record, only having minimal KOs. So I think that Josh Warrington is actually a bit bigger of the power puncher in this fight. And he also hurt Lee Selby in that fight multiple times as well. So I'm going to give him the edge in power considering he's gone up against the better competition of the two fighters. That is another advantage that Josh Warrington has in this fight. Now, looking at overall some keys to this fight, in my opinion, some keys for Josh Warrington, he's going to have to change some angles coming in because Kid Galahad, I would say, is the best defensive fighter that he's fought in his career. I think, though, Warrington, much of the same. When he closes distance, he needs to keep working, keep doing what he's doing. And really, he's got to set that tempo and put that pace on Kid Galahad and not let him dictate the pace. Now, Kid Galahad, what he's going to have to do in this fight, he's going to have to put more punch output than usual in this matchup, in my opinion. The way he throws one or two shots is not going to be able to phase Josh Warrington, considering that Kid Galahad is not a very good counterpuncher. I also think that he's going to have to use more combination punch in this matchup if he wants Josh Warrington to gain his respect. Because if you see, for example, just throwing a jab or he's throwing a straight to the body, something like that. Warrington is going to know he's only throwing 2 punches and be able to attack right after that. But if you throw 4 punches or you're using a variety of different angles and things like that, throwing counters, then Warrington's got something to be hesitant and he's got to think about when he comes in the next time, charging all out. So ultimately, guys, in my opinion, in this matchup, I have to pick Josh Warrington to win a decision in this fight, in my opinion. I think he has too much momentum. I think that his output is going to be too much for Kid Galahad to handle. And I also think that the competition level that Kid Galahad has faced is setting him up for failure in this fight against a guy like Josh Warrington, who has all the momentum leading into this fight. And I just think with Warrington's style, where he works the body constantly, is even going to help him more down the stretch against a guy like Kid Galahad. And I think that on the inside, if Kid Galahad tries to tie him up and things like that, Warrington is always going to be working, and it's going to be a very tiresome fight for Kid Galahad. And I just think that Warrington holds too many advantages in this fight, in my opinion. So I look for Josh Warrington to continue his great streak he's on and win a unanimous decision in this matchup versus Kid Galahad. Let me know what you guys think on this video, guys. Also, the chin advantage, I have to give it to Josh Warrington as well, because he's taken some great shots and continue walking forward against some highly skilled fighters. So that's just my opinion on this fight, guys. Let me know what you guys think. And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of style Kid Galahad is going to have and what game plan he's going to implement. And if his defense and counterpunching is going to really cause Warrington a lot of issues in this fight. I'm really intrigued to see this fight. It's no pushover for either man in this matchup, in my opinion, guys. So stay tuned. Check it out. Going to be a great fight. Let me know what you guys thought. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.